Hello, this is Standard 1.2. These are the notes. So, Standard 1.2, I can subtract integers without a calculator. To start, let's define the word difference. Difference is the answer to a subtraction problem. Remember yesterday we learned that sum is the answer to an addition problem. To subtract an integer, we're going to add its opposite. It might be a little bit confusing, but you can see right here there's some directions, okay? So, example, 4 minus 8 is going to become 4 plus a negative 8, and then we're going to apply the rules we learned yesterday. So let's remind ourselves what that looks like. Remember, the sum of two positive integers, so remember sum means add, so when we add two positive integers, our answers are going to be positive. The sum of two negative integers is always going to be negative. And then, when we're adding two integers with opposite signs, we're going to take the two numbers, we're going to subtract, and use the sign of the bigger number. Remember, we're always going to start with the bigger number, subtract the other one, and then give it the biggest sign. And I know we're doing some adding to subtracting and subtracting here, but really remember the rules that we're telling you are to help you organize what you're doing. Okay? So let's go to the next page. Examples. Here we have some examples. So we have 8 minus 9. So remember, anytime we subtract integers, we actually want to add the opposite. So I'm going to turn 8 minus 9 into 8 plus, or no, it's not 9, sorry, 19. 8 minus 19 becomes 8 plus a negative 19. You know what? Let's just go ahead and erase that and rewrite it. My apologies. 8 plus negative 19. All right? So then we're going to apply those rules. So we have to ask ourselves, are the signs the same or different? Well, positive 8, negative 19, they're different, just like we would have done yesterday. So I'm going to do 19 minus 8. That's going to give me 11. And then I'm going to give it the sign of the bigger number. So negative. My answer, 8 minus 19, is actually going to make negative 11. Let's try it again. 2 minus a negative 5. I'm going to add the opposite. So it's going to be 2 plus, well, the opposite of negative 5 is positive 5. What's 2 plus 5? Oh, yeah, 7. All right, let's do number 3. 3, we have negative 4 minus 6. I want to add the opposite. Remember, the first number always stays the same, so negative 4. Add the opposite. The opposite of 6 is negative 6. We're going to ask ourselves those questions. Are the signs the same or different? Well, they're different, right? Or they're the same, excuse me. Pardon. Let's take a look again. We're going to ask ourselves, are they the same or different? They are the same. They're both negative. So we know our answer is going to be a negative. What is 4 plus 6? It's 10. And we know it's negative because they were both negatives. So our answer for 3 is negative 10. Let's change colors. 4, we have 8 minus a negative 5. I'm going to leave the first number the same, 8. Instead of minus, I want plus. Instead of negative 5, I want positive 5. If I do 8 plus 5, that's going to give us 13. All right. 5, we have negative 6 minus 7. I'm going to rewrite the first number. I'm going to write a plus instead of a minus, and then it's negative 7, so I'm going to make it, or it was positive 7, so now I'm going to make it negative, whoop, something happened. That's right, negative 7, so I have negative 6 plus negative 7, and then I'm going to add those together, 6 plus 7 to make 13, and those are both negative, so I'm going to make this one negative, so we have negative 13. We'll do one more here. Start with your first number. Oh, it's 5 minus 16, right? So it's minus, so we're going to make it a plus. We're going to add the opposite. So start with the first number. Keep it exactly the same. It was a 5, it stays a 5. This minus in the middle now becomes a plus. 16 is a positive 16, so we want to make its opposite, which is negative 16. All right, we're going to ask ourselves, are the signs the same or different? Right, they're different, right? This one's positive, this one's negative. So I'm going to take the one further from 0, 16, subtract the other one, 5, to make 11, and then the one that's further from 0, I want to take that sign. It was negative, so this becomes negative, and this one is also negative 11. All right, here are some real-world examples. So let's read the question. Jason has $16 in a savings account. If Jason transferred $27 out of the account, what is his new account balance? So let's start. What do we start with? Well, let's start with the first number that they talk about. Let's start with 16. 16 in his account balance. He's going to transfer out of the account. We need to think about what would out of mean. We're going to take it away, right? Take it out of the account. So to take away, we're going to do minus. So minus 27. Change colors. Let's go to yellow. Try yellow. What's his new account balance? Well, we have to apply our rules, right? This is subtraction. So we want to add its opposite. So I'm going to have 16 plus negative 27. Well, our signs are different, so I'm going to do 27 minus 16. 7 minus 6 is 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. We're going to take the sign further from 0. Well, it's negative, so our answer is going to be negative $11. All right, for this one, let's read what it is. Suppose you have a score of 40 in a game. You lose 80 points. Then you gain 10 points. What's your new score? Hey, we got 3 numbers. We have to set this up right. Let's go back to another color here. Suppose you have a score of 40 in the game. 40. You lose 80 points. Minus 80. Then you gain 10 points. Plus 10. What is your new score? All right, we got some work to do here, guys. So, first off, let's look at the first 2. Just let's take care of these 2, and then we'll add 10 to it at the end. 40 minus 80. Well, we don't like to subtract integers. We want to add integers. So I'm going to make this 40 plus negative 80. All right? So, well, let's simplify that. What does 40 plus negative 80 make? Well, our signs are different, so I'm going to subtract. 80 minus 40 is 40. I want the sign of the number further from 0. That'd be negative 80. So we have negative 40. And then I'm going to bring down that plus 10. Matter of fact, let's rewrite the whole thing over here since I don't have room for it. Negative 40 plus 10. All right. We're already adding, so we don't have to start with that first step. Are the signs the same or different? Well, they're different, so we're going to do the further from 0, 40, minus the other number, 10. 40 minus 10 is 30. And I want it to have the sign of the further from 0 number, which is negative 40. So it becomes negative 30. Our score is negative 30. All right. So let's recap real quick what we're talking about, okay? We want to start by deciding whether it's an addition problem or subtraction problem. Most of your homework, not all of it, most of it's going to be subtraction problems. So the first step you're going to do is to do what we did like right here, which is rewrite it. Right? That one and this one, I guess, would be our 2 examples we need for that. So you're going to start with subtraction. We're going to make it an addition problem of the opposite for the second number. Then you're going to solve. To solve, you're going to go back to yesterday's rules. Consider this like a review. If the signs match, you're going to add the numbers and give it that sign. If the signs are different, you're going to subtract the 2 numbers, give it the sign of the number further from 0. All right, ladies and gentlemen, good luck.